Because question 1 is already in root form, I knew the x-intercepts or roots, which are negative 5, 0 and negative 1, 0. I then calculated the axis of symmetry by finding the value between negative 1 and negative 5. Next, I plugged in the axis of symmetry, which is x equals negative 3, into the equation, which solved out to equal 8, which is the y value for the vertex. This gave me a vertex of negative 3, 8. Next, I plugged in 0 into the equation in order to find the y-intercept. This solved to be negative 10 and a y-intercept of 0, negative 10. Lastly, I graphed the equation, and by looking at it, I can tell that it vertically stretched by a factor of 2 and reflected over the x-axis because the a value is negative. Additionally, it horizontally translated left 3 units and vertically translated up 8 units. Because question 2 is in vertex form, I already know the vertex, which is negative 1, negative 4. Here's the 1 and here's the 4. I also knew the axis of symmetry, which is x equals negative 1, because the axis of symmetry is the x value in the vertex. Next, I factored down the equation into standard form, which gave me a y-intercept of 0, negative 3.5. Here is the negative 3.5. I then used the a, b, and c values in the new standard form equation in order to find the x values in the x-intercepts. These solve to be 1.82 equals x and negative 3.82 equals x. Here are the x-intercepts, or the roots. Lastly, I graphed the equation down here, and by looking at it, I can tell that it vertically compressed by a factor of 1/2, which is the a value, and horizontally translated left 1 unit and vertically translated down 4 units. I know it did not reflect because the a value is not negative. Question 3 is already in standard form, so I know the y-intercept, which is 0, 5. Here is the 5. I then calculated for the axis of symmetry by using negative b over 2a, which solved to be x equals 2. Then I plugged in the 2 into the equation in order to find the y value for the vertex. This solved to be 1, giving me a vertex of 2, 1. There are no x-intercepts because the vertex is above the x-axis. By looking at this equation, I know that it did not stretch, compress, or reflect because the a value is positive 1, although it did horizontally translate right 2 units and vertically translate up 1 unit. Thank you.